Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are outside today in like our garden area, or one of our garden areas, and we are going to work on turning this guy, which is just a big raised bed, garden bed, into a greenhouse. We did this last winter also, and by making this a greenhouse instead of just a raised bed, we're able to grow our greens for most of the winter. So we're going to set this up today. We're going to kind of figure out what is going to work best back here. The bed that we used last year, we ended up taking down and using for a compost bed. So I might have to kind of readjust the frame that we built, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what we are doing to kind of set this up. So right now he has built just sort of a frame to go around the top, and we're about to add some hinges to it. So we added hinges to it so that the hinge is going to sit on the back, and this is just going to open when it opens. It'll just pop up. So now he's just going to use some longer screws to keep these hinges going better. And that's going to give us a nice little lid to be able to open and close. So now those hinges are both on, and we can very easily open and close. Okay, so once we have the actual frame put on, the next thing we need to do is put our plastic on. So I picked this up from Walmart. You can probably get it at most fabric stores, but Walmart is just the cheapest place that I have found it. And it is on like a thing that has, it's rolled up. It's not in bolts, it's in rolls. And it has paper on it right now, but it is just probably hard to see. It's just a clear plastic piece. And this needs to completely cover the top. And when the sunshine comes through this, it's going to heat up just like a greenhouse. And then it is going to allow the inside to be nice and toasty warm to be able to grow our greens all winter long. So now my son is just pulling the sides really taut and stapling that down. And then any of this excess that we have down here is just going to get cut off, and I'm sure we will find somewhere to use that. In the back, we put these braces on just to hold down this plastic sheeting, because it's not on, like it's not super deep on here. And the next thing that we do is actually going to help this out a lot, but this is just going to keep it from the wind like whipping that up. So everything that we're putting on here, from the staples to the screws, all of this, when it comes summertime, is just going to come right off of here, and then we are going to just use this back as a raised bed again. This is basically just making it possible for us to garden year round. So the last thing that we are doing is we're adding some weather stripping, and this is going to go all the way around on. This is like peel and stick, and it does stay pretty well, surprisingly, throughout the whole winter season. This is also something that you would want to replace every year though. And we're going to do this all the way around the bottom where he's doing it right now, and then also all along the inside frame, and then all around the back too. So what this weather stripping is going to do is just add a layer of like making sure that this is airtight, because if you have a lot of like open areas where the wind is coming in, even if they're small, it is going to really kind of defeat the purpose. So we learned this last year. You really have to make sure that that is airtight in order for it to stay warm like you want it to stay. Okay, so we have our weather stripping on, and when we close our door, we need to clean that out, but that is nice and airtight. So what we are going to do now is we're going to come through and just make sure that this is stapled on here really, really well, because we don't want any air coming up in these gaps, which, I mean, it probably won't, but we just want to be, you know, extra sure. And then I am going to leave this for a few days, just like this, because it is going to be sunny this week. And I want to see, before I do anything else, before I plant, I want to see if I am building up condensation on the inside here. If I'm building up condensation, then I know that that soil is heating up and it's going to start like getting really nice and warm in there. And I don't want to get any of my seeds in there before I know that that is the case. So for right now, we're just going to finish stapling all around, clean this out, clean up our mess over there. That's last year's clear plastic stuff. And we will be done with this for today. Once we see that it has condensation, we will plant our greens. So we will have romaine on one side. I'll probably do a couple of rows of carrots in the middle, and then I'll do spinach on the other side. And we'll just kind of work through it as we eat some of the romaine. I'll plant another row, plant another row, plant another row every week or so. And we will have our greens all throughout the winter. It's been a couple of days since we finished our greenhouse box. And I'm not sure if you can really see here. You can see a little bit right here. There is condensation that has built up when I hit it. It kind of goes down on the inside. And that means that we have a great airtight seal. So I am going to spend some time now actually planting. I have a puppy that's eating a dead basil plant. Actually planting some greens. And here in 6 to 8 weeks or so, we will have spinach and romaine and a couple other things I'm going to throw in there ready to go for our winter greens. So that is how we turned our raised bed in the middle of like our garden fence area here into a makeshift greenhouse just for the winter.